not break the bank, driving from one side of the river to the other.
Our funding situation it's dire. We have to look at cuts by March.
And preparing for the worst, the effort by Illinois school districts to prevent more students from falling behind the funding curve.
Live from WQAD, News 8 at 5 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Denise Hanitka.
And I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5. And just 1 week from a possible strike, East Moline schools face drastic cuts and money troubles. State payments are more than $1 million behind this year, and the district of 2,800 students is not alone. News 8's John David shows why Illinois schools are pushing for immediate changes in the way the state pays for education.
That $12 in tax rate, which is just a crazy high number, captures about $1,000.
Numbers show a great divide between Illinois school districts.
Illinois needs to get away from local property tax dollars.
Make sure that your decimals are lined up.
It's an equation for disaster, already shortchanging East Moline schools by more than $1 million this year.
Our funding situation it's dire.
So dire that this district faces borrowing to make ends meet.
We have to look at cuts by March because legally we have to let individuals know by March if they cannot return.
So what is 10% of 40?
For a district mired in poverty, the state's distribution makes it worse. East Moline schools shorted some $7 million over the last 7 years. That's prompting a call for quick changes.
3, 2, 1.
And there's not much more here to cut in East Moline.
Concerns here at Glenview Middle School come on the heels of a new state report. It aims to help fix the state's broken school funding formula.
While the state report gets mixed reviews, it does have an important conclusion.
Students that that are low-income students that come from families of low income do need more dollars to be educated.
But a predicament where wealthier districts must sacrifice and lawmakers must break the budget gridlock.
I don't see any movement, but I will say this. I do see both sides of the aisle now acknowledging that we have a problem.
The study guide is here.
With a teacher strike looming and time running out, they need a solution.
They need to make some hard decisions, and unfortunately we've seen nobody has been willing to make those decisions.
A division problem that's still puzzling. In East Moline, John David, WQAD News 8.
And there are no upcoming bargaining sessions between the East Moline district and its teachers. Teachers could possibly strike February 10th.
Parents in the Moline-Coal Valley School District will get a chance to hear the district's new plan to reduce class sizes while offering dual language to students. This comes after the superintendent recommended last week not merging Lincoln Irving and Willard elementary schools. News 8's Jenna Morton is live tonight to explain how tonight's proposal could impact families.
Denise, in just an hour here at Lincoln Irving, parents will get to hear that proposal and also give their feedback. This proposal should be more ideal for them because just last week they told the board they do not want to see the two schools merge. The school district suggested the merge as a way to even out class sizes and offer dual language to all students. Right now it's only offered at Lincoln Irving. How the merge would have worked is students kindergarten through 3rd grade would go to Lincoln Irving and 4th and 5th graders would go to Willard. But parents expressed their concerns, the biggest being transportation. Students would have to take public busing since the school district doesn't provide it. Now the superintendent suggested that the schools stay the same, but allow parents to choose if they want their kids to do dual language at Lincoln Irving or more traditional programs at Willard. The school district is also working with MetroLink to provide a school trip route that will go from the western boundaries of the school districts to Willard. Reporting live in Moline, Jenna Morton, WQAD News 8.
Thank you, Jenna. And if you can't make it to this meeting, you still have time. Tonight's is just the first of many public hearings that the district will hold about this new proposal.
And in Iowa, lawmakers are ready to debate a new education funding bill that some educators say is inadequate for the needs of kids. The Republican-sponsored bill adds about $40 million through the budget statewide for kindergarten through 12th grade education. That translates to an additional $73 for each student in Iowa. Democrats say it's simply not enough. Governor Terry Branstad has already proposed drastic cuts to education spending because of budget concerns. Some educators say the proposal does not account for increased operating costs at school districts and actually would result in cuts.
The Bettendorf School District will be replacing Grant Wood Elementary with a brand new building. The district plans to spend $16.7 million to build a new school on the same site as the current one off Middle Road. Right now, the school holds more than 300 students with 2 classes per grade level. The new building will hold more than 400 students with an extra section at each grade level. The superintendent says it makes sense to not change locations.
We're landlocked here as a district. We don't have a lot of land in Bettendorf, the school doesn't, to use. And Grant Wood's in the middle of town, so a large majority of our population is in that area.
The goal is to open the new school building by August 2018.
Denise is very happy. We had plenty of sunshine in the Quad Cities right now.
Much happier if I would remember to bring my sunglasses in the car today. That's how long it's been since I've used them.
Yeah. Yep.
These are problems
Squinty
that I have.
Hinitka, we call her now. Chief Meteorologist James Zahara is keeping an eye on the weather for us.
Getting a little angry again over there. Now what's going on?
She can't be pleased. She cannot be pleased.
Well, a lot of squinting was going on because of all that sunshine that we had today. Noticing some more high-level clouds across our skies early this evening, but even with the high clouds, even with the sunshine, it turned out to be a pretty cold day out there. Numbers only climbed their way in the 20s. Some areas even right now experiencing temperatures in the upper teens, like around Galena, Maquoketa, even around Monticello. We'll expect these temperatures to cool off pretty quickly as we head overnight, promising another cold night out there. Currently in the Quad Cities, 23 after a high of 26, and there is just enough of a wind out there to produce a wind chill of just 11 degrees above zero. Even that wind chill is going to get a little colder. I'll tell you how cold coming up in just a few minutes. Denise?
Thank you, James. An Illinois Navy SEAL killed in Yemen has been promoted posthumously. William Ryan Owens died Sunday when his unit raided an al-Qaeda base in Yemen. Today, the Navy announced he would be promoted to Senior Chief Petty Officer. He was up for a promotion in April. Owens graduated from Illinois Valley Central High School in 1998. He was on his 12th military deployment when he died. A Navy spokesman says funeral services are pending, but the plans will likely not be made public. Police west of the Quad Cities say a missing veteran has been found dead. 34-year-old Aaron Goff was reported missing on Monday. His body was found this morning. Police say that foul play is not suspected. Bettendorf police have a warning for parents tonight if they're picking up their kids from daycare. 3 purses were stolen out of cars while parents went inside to get their children. Police say that the thefts happened all in one day, but didn't say if it was at one specific daycare. Their advice tonight is to take your purse inside or make sure they aren't in plain view through the car window.
The woman accused in a deadly crash in downtown Davenport is due back in court next week. Davenport police say 57-year-old Laria Kelly from Texas slammed into 2 cars stopped at a red light at an intersection of Brady and 2nd Street. One person was killed in this crash, another taken to the hospital. Kelly now facing several charges, including reckless vehicular homicide. She is expected to appear in court next Friday. Police in Comanche investigating a shooting death. Officers responded to a shots fired call in the 600 block of 5th Avenue yesterday afternoon. Investigators found 22-year-old Nicholas Lusky with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital.
Investigators say the fire that destroyed a Rock Island restaurant started accidentally. That fire happened Monday morning inside Jake O's near the intersection of 30th Street and Black Hawk Road. The Rock Island Fire Marshal says a piece of equipment malfunctioned in the lower level of the building. The owners say they hope to rebuild.
Still ahead at 5, finding the essentials without necessarily paying a premium.
Where you can go to find the basics for your new baby and not spend any extra cash. We do the legwork for you. We'll help you save some time and some cash coming up.
And after one more cold day, we do see some decent warming to take place in the days to follow. I'll tell you when that will lead to some rain and or lead to some snow right after the break here on News 8 at 5.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 5 with Jim Mertens and Denise Hinitka.